Hi, Rhetoric students, Ms. Bell here. So this week, the week of May 3rd, we're going to be doing an in-class activity. I'm just calling it Brain Burst Warm-Up. The purpose of the activity is to facilitate a conversation with your peers about your essay topic by sharing viewpoints and what you've learned from your research. By the end, you should be able to have a strong focus and/or better sense of organization of ideas for your essay. If nothing else, you get to talk to each other and hopefully have a little fun. Win-win. So what you want to do when you get your handout, you'll be getting a handout on paper, is what is your main topic? So it may be mass surveillance, or it may be democracy with a question mark. Are we a democracy, right? So then the essential question, are we a democracy? It's not the best sort of essential question. How can I make it a little more specific? Is our democracy being threatened? Maybe I go with that. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do independently is do the task number 1, the interest catcher, which you notice is on your graphic organizer that you need to turn in, which basically counts as your first draft of your essay. So task number 1, 3 to 5 sentences. Act as if you are creating a writing prompt. Provide context and discuss why the topic is worth exploring. Use words like impacts, implications, benefits, harmful, future, negative, positive, etc. So if I am exploring the idea of democracy, is our democracy, I'm of course talking about the United States. So that is my question. How can I build on that for my interest catcher? So again, you're going to be handwriting this, and it's going to be really kind of just done on the fly in the moment. So I don't expect these to be worded perfectly, but you just want a general kind of background information to provide context, because you're going to share this with your group. So is our democracy being threatened? Okay. Recently, maybe I start with recently, the New York Times stated there are, I'm just going to be super non-Englishy right now, if that's a word. Okay, of course it's a word. There are serious cracks appearing in our democratic structure. For example, the article stated that mass surveillance, voter suppression, don't you love it when you're recording something and you can't spell? Voter suppression and concentration of wealth are huge indicators that our country is going down the wrong path. This has serious implications. So I used serious already, but whatever. This has serious implications for the future of the United States. Something like that, okay? So I'm going to erase all of this because you guys need to come up with your own stuff. So this would be my little interest catcher, my first draft. And I'm doing that only to share it with my group so that they have a general idea of where I'm going with my paper. Next, task 2, this is viewpoints. So when you're in your groups, you're going to take turns reading your interest catcher to your group with the same topic and discuss your opinions. Then create 3 contrasting viewpoints or perspectives based on your discussion. Each perspective should suggest a particular way of thinking about your topic. If you have a topic that no one else has, use your research to create the perspectives. So regardless of whether your topic matches exactly with somebody else's, you're still going to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. So for example, if my question is our democracy being threatened? Perhaps the first perspective from the group would be no, and here's why. The second perspective would be yes, and here's why. And the third perspective would be something maybe in between or completely different than the other 2 perspectives. So this is going to take some discussion on your part, some brainstorming. And the goal of this is so that you can have these perspectives to bounce your ideas off of as you start to formulate your claim and also address potential counterclaims. So we want to think of it as what could somebody potentially argue back with my position? If I take the initial position that our democracy is indeed failing, maybe I use a stronger word than just cracking. Maybe it is on the road to failure. And here's why. Here are the signs and the symptoms that I see, the evidence that I can point to show that this is truly happening right now. This is happening in front of our eyes. And in another 10 years, we may not have a democracy anymore, something like that. I could really go for some pathos and really strike the fear into the heart of my readers to show that we are on the path to doom if I wanted to. Now, what could someone else argue back? You know, they could argue back something about the Constitution and those sort of really hopefully stable institutions that we have that are meant to protect our rights and so on. Like, you know, they would have to bring in some kind of evidence they could point to counter what you're saying. Then you have to say, yes, that may be true. However, it seems like the Constitution doesn't really matter anymore. And here's why. So that's where we're going with this, is just kind of set you up with some perspectives that you can bounce your ideas off of, create some counterclaims for. And then finally, when you're done having your discussion, independently, you're going to do a summary of your position. So after considering the perspectives that you've gathered above, provide a 3 to 5 sentence summary of your unique position. This may still come from one of the perspectives that you've already have there, or it can be completely different. So that is what we're doing for today. And this hopefully will get you going on your paper, everybody. And there's the bell. Happy writing, happy thinking. See you soon. See you today.